All right, let's go back to the book real quickly because I'm behind, okay? So I'm gonna read this stuff real quickly, but again, I'm gonna give you all the answers, okay? All right, so consider refinancing your loan only when you can reduce your remaining time in debt, okay? Your total interest you'll pay is a function of time in debt rather than your interest rate, okay? Don't refinance your house to get cash or buy things. And guess what's coming up? What's coming up real soon? What's the two major holidays coming up?
Christmas and Thanksgiving.
And what's the favorite day that all retailers make 90% of their profits?
Black Friday.
Black Friday. They will tell you everything under the sun. But they ain't telling you nothing about creating wealth. They tell you about how to buy. Exactly. So, now, don't refinance when your loan is near the end of its term, or mainly principal. That's the 50-25 rule, okay? Everybody got that? Changing homes. If your home is not increasing in value and your equity, and you can afford a nicer home, then that's when you change, okay? So the first fill in, if your home's not increasing, okay, is when you change. But if your home and you can afford a nicer home, you change. If your PITI exceeds 30% of your take-home pay and you're not fully funding other parts of your savings plan, you need to change homes because your house poor, okay? If you have too much house and your equity will yield you more in other investments. If you're an empty nester, your kids are going off to college, like Shirley was telling me, and you're now home, and yeah, I got this big home, it's left I can transfer the asset and do what it's supposed to do long term. I may want to downsize to a smaller home and get that asset giving me cash flow, giving me building of wealth, all right? Does that make sense, everybody? So let's go to our financial improvement worksheet real quickly. On the left side, it's going to be everything. Number 9, evaluate the benefits of refinancing my current mortgage. Ladies and gentlemen, do I check that off if it doesn't apply to me? No. Do I get a consultation on that if it doesn't apply to me? No. Okay? Number 10, qualify for a first-time home mortgage. If I'm about to buy my second house, I want to look at all the facts. What's the team? What's the banking situations and everything available? Okay? Number 26, investigate the possibility of first-time buyer. So pretty much check off everything under housing, okay? And on the right-hand side is only 2 letters. Letter F, mortgage evaluation, and letter P, comparative market analysis. This is when I want to get my house valued at the highest rate, okay? All right, so let's move right along. Sharon, what time do I have?
11:16.
All right, so I'm going to wrap this down and make it real quick. This one right here real quickly, guys, I'm going to go right down to the bottom. This is basically how we teach your children how to become financially independent, okay? So we take the number, and this is what's called a financial independence number. If you take the number of your age, and if your age is like mine, is a little bit high, a little bit older than what's on the book, we show you how that works in an analysis, okay? And I look real young, but I'm actually older than what I look, okay? So my financial independence number, that's important because that's when you control yourself and buy back your freedom in America, okay? And you want to have, on average, save between 10 and 15% of your income that you're making, all right? And so on the financial improvement worksheet, it's just number 4. And this is the one that everybody should get because you should know what your financial independent number is, all right? That's determine your financial independence number, okay? Check that off. And the letter on the right-hand side for your consultation is the letter A, written plan, and G, a retirement analysis, okay? So let me give you an example of why that is important. Everybody, look at this. It says, I will save in life later. A 25-year-old has time on his or her side. If they put $250 a month just for 10 years and they got a 7% return and they stop, at age 67, they may have over $400,000 just on the rule of 72 because their money's going to double. Now, conversely, if a 35-year-old who's 10 years older did the same thing for 37 years consistently, he or she may only have $357,000 because their money is not going to have the time to double. So time is a major factor. When is the best time to grow a tree? Anybody know? It was yesterday. You should have dropped that acorn in the ground yesterday, but if you didn't, today is the day. Does that make sense? Today is the day. So when I first went through this program in my church and I made a better version of it, I said, hey, there's a lot of stuff that I don't know, and I'm pretty educated. I'm pretty smart. But you know what? I'm smart enough to know that I'm not gonna feel bad that I didn't know this stuff. I'm gonna feel bad if I don't start applying it and put my team together. Because I wanna be like the rolling tide. I wanna be the best. And if I got access to the best now, then I'm gonna make an assertive decision to move over into that lane. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's move right along. Melvin, you wrap it down for us. Knock this out of the park, because this is the most important piece, and Melvin's gonna go over this, guys, with you, because it's gonna pertain directly to your 403B, it's gonna pertain directly to your Roth IRA, and this is the part that's gonna even tell you when Alex was talking about how the guy was investing in penny stocks. Here's the most important thing to know. Even if you're doing the right things, you need to know what the vehicles are inside of your, investments. You need to know the difference of them, and you need to ask the right questions of that person that's giving the advice or saying, hey, buy this stock, buy this mutual fund. Why? All right, Malcolm, take us away.
Fantastic. All right, we're going to look at the screen right here. Does everybody know what a mutual fund is? If you don't, raise your hand. Okay. Because some people are not raising their hand. A mutual fund can be a stock or a bond. Okay? It is a bucket. This bucket right here. It has stuff in it. An equity is ownership in a company. A bond is you're loaning money to a company. All right, so you get a group of those together, they create a mutual fund. They create a mutual fund to spread out the risk of owning any one particular bond. For example, if I loan Alice $5, I'm on the hook for the whole $5 and she don't pay me back. But if I get $1 from 5 of you and we loan Alice $5, now y'all only out $1 each if she don't pay you back. So you're spreading the risk out amongst